Yep. So, episode 55, man. Who you got?
Ooh, man. So I didn't have time to do the research on this one.
I got one.
Go ahead, I'll let you go.
Well, this brother played for a long time in the NBA. Currently, I'm hoping he's okay. I actually talked to Tara about it today, but he had a brain tumor. Dikembe Mutombo.
Yeah. See, I should have known Dikembe, man, a fellow Georgetown alum.
Hey, so I don't know if you like to geek out on this stuff, but I like to look back when I see these like NBA players that played for a long time, but you kind of forget their resume.
Right.
So I'm gonna rattle off some of the resume for Mutombo. Obviously a Hall of Famer, 8-time NBA All-Star, 1-time NBA All Second Team, 2-time third team, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, 4. Three times All Defensive First Team, 3-time All Defensive Second Team, All Rookie First Team, 2-time NBA Rebounding Leader, 3-time Blocks Leader, and this last one I didn't know. His jersey is retired for the Hawks and the Nuggets.
Ooh.
So he got the Michael Jordan treatment right now.
Yeah, shout out to the Hawks on that one.
Yeah.
But he's Philly should have him up there too. Didn't he get to the finals with them?
To Philly, yeah, exactly. It's just unfortunately, he ran into the Shaquille O'Neal, unfortunately. But
Yeah. Well, it's all good.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Dikembe, man. NBA Africa ambassador, all that. Yes, sir.
Another one I saw out there, God rest his soul, Junior Seau.
Yeah. That's the one I was thinking about. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's out
there. Rest
in
peace, brother.
Yeah, man. So anything interesting happened this year, this weekend, other than NBA playoffs? Anything interesting happened this weekend that we should be aware of, NBA? Just curious. I've been seeing a lot of funny memes going around all day today. You posted a couple of them.
It's a video on the streets. I ain't necessarily seen the video, but
yeah.
I hear it's a prominent, should have been all NBA, but it wasn't all NBA because of his previous video. So yeah, he's keeping his name relevant for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, man. He Marcus John. Shout out to Marcus. John can't get right, Morant. You right.
Tell him what he's won.
Hey, look, man. So I don't know if I'm repeating something that you guys already know about, but so I was listening to Skip today. That's where I first heard about it. Where beyond just the gun incident, there was some other incidents that took place at the mall and all this other stuff, right? Where his mom made the phone call for him to show up. You hear about this Foot Locker incident?
I did, with a security guard, and so it's a few of them out there, man. But here's the deal, right? Unfortunately, this dude is 23 years old. All right, did a year in college, 2 years in college, whatever that is.
Yep.
Right, and then he went to the NBA. So he went from living in mom and dad's house in the hood or wherever he grew up, right? His high school friends were still around, to being face of the league almost. All right, $100 million contract. He went from zero to hero like that. All right. If anybody wanted to ask the question, why should these kids go to college? All right, this is it. This is a great argument for that. When you go to college, man, there is some life experiences that happen to you. There's a level of maturity that happens, right? So where you come into this money at 22, right? After you done sold your royal oat, so to speak, in college. I mean, I get it. A lot of folks do it, like, and it's bad for him when he come up and you say, well, LeBron went from high school to college and he ain't got this, right? That's a fair argument. However, LeBron was in the spotlight at 14, 15.
Yeah.
And LeBron had folks around him to help him navigate these waters. Ja Morant don't have that same circle of friends on a level to help him navigate, right? Because when you look at it, like the dude driving the car is recording the video.
Right.
Why aren't you just driving the car, bro?
Right.
Like we're in a club, like there's all these women around here, but you want to record. Like, what are we doing, bro?
Yeah, I mean,
social media, man. Like social media is everybody wants to be popular on the gram, but sometimes it shouldn't be.
The one thing that we know for sure, even though the argument about him being in school and need to go to college and all that, that's true, right? 100%. I 100% agree with that. But when they come into the league, the one thing he can never say he hasn't heard is the very thing that's happening to him right now, of what you should not do. Now, after that, it's a choice, right? So when you like, I think the NFL, they call it the NFL symposium. I don't know what they call it in the NBA, but they have something similar. And when you have these veterans come in, these guys, Hall of Famers come in, and they have these conversations, and some of them show actual past experience of what they went through personally. And now you're in a position where you have a choice. And unfortunately, choices, good or bad, good choices don't have what you call consequences. Bad choices do. And at that point, man, it's like, and you know what I'm saying, that, we were kind of highlighting the dad because the dad was always the one in the spotlight. But when I heard about the mom making a phone call, telling him to show up instead of calling the police or calling a manager or something like that, come on, man. Like that now, that's a parental issue. My mom ain't calling me to come fight no fight, especially if I'm paid like that.
First of all, my mom ain't going to the mall, bro.
Right.
Like, you don't need to be in the mall. Like, what you need, have somebody come pick it up, man. We good, right? You have to protect folks from themselves.
Yeah.
I don't have no words. I don't have no sympathy for him at this point. Like, he got off easy with the first one, right? He got a little slap on the wrist, which didn't necessarily help him change the behavior, right? It may have empowered him a little bit. And here we are a couple months later doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't get it, man. I don't understand it.
So if X is the commissioner, what should the suspension be?
Oh, man. Look here. So, and when we talk about the commissioner, right, the commissioner has a lot of things on his plate to consider here, right? Because you got to worry about the network.
He's getting phone calls. He's getting phone calls from other owners too, by the way.
That's right, because other owners saying it should be forever, but you got to understand their motives for asking for this, right? Because their team doesn't want to play against Ja Morant.
Right.
So they get the Memphis Grizzlies without Ja Morant, they good. So they're looking at the schedule and say, "Oh, we get Memphis in game 45. All right, commish, he should have a 46-game suspension." You see what I'm saying?
So they make a business decision.
Yeah, man. So we ain't got to see him. He gets a 46-game suspension, right? But I'm gonna be generous and say, what's a quarter of the season? What's a quarter of 82 games, right? It should be that.
Marcus went half. Marcus had 41.
I mean, yeah, that's half the season. I would say a quarter of that.
Yeah, I've heard 25. I heard 25 games thrown out there, but man, we're talking about two guns now. I don't know.
I mean, I get it, man. And at the end of the day, you're approaching, so they can't necessarily. Here's a problem. So here's a problem for the league, right? Because he didn't do anything on NBA property, so that changes things, right? So that gives them a little out. But I mean, it's like money ain't gonna change him because he already lost $60 million or whatever that is by not making All NBA, right? So that's not a big deal, obviously. I don't know what the endorsement situation going to be like. What's their reaction?
Powerade, Nike.
Right. I don't know what that situation is. Right.
Yeah.
I would say a quarter of the first quarter of the season he should be out. I would be okay with that.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards what Marcus said. I'm leaning towards half the season now because now, like that whole, they probably won't make that decision because he's the face of the league. He ain't winning games. Like he's not winning no meaningful games right now. So throw that out the window. the face of the league tag is thrown out because now once you start doing this, you start messing up the NBA endorsements. You ain't face of the league material no more. That's thrown out the window. That's done. So that consideration of hey, we don't want to let them make them out too long because we need to make sure we have them show up on TV. Nah, they want to make him disappear for a little while right now.
I mean, then you got all summer, and he gonna have, like you said, the first. But here's the thing: it's gonna be a story when the season starts up, right? Yeah. So he gonna miss, like I said, he gonna miss some significant time. I just hope, like I said, man, if the dude just want to put me in charge of social media, I'm down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just sign me up. I carry the phone on me at all times. Hey, when I see you doing something positive, I'll pull it out. But outside of that, man, what you do in private, what you do in private.
Save the overhead. Just cut the social media off. You don't need a social media manager. Cut it off.
I mean, I get it, but social media is what social media is, and it can be used for good. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna make it work. Do what it do.
I feel you.
I got a policy with me. When you come into the Ja Morant space, if you anywhere within recording distance, I need your cell phone in my hands.
Yeah.
Whatever he about to do, he gonna do it, and he gonna do it in private. When we ain't having no cell phone. Like when Ja Morant walked to the club, hey, we're not coming in the club until you're taking everybody's cell phone.
Hey, man, look.
Yes, that's serious, right?
I feel you. Yeah, they got to do something, man, because dad gotta change his game up. Mom gotta change her game up. Everybody gotta change their game up, man, because this is bad right now, man.
I mean, it's only get worse because they're gonna have plenty of time to talk about it all off season, all summer. They're gonna be talking about it.
They're gonna Marcus bring it up. Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce got fired for ESPN for live streaming himself. Remember, man was smoking a blunt at the girl in the background.
Yeah. Had a little casino strip party going on. Yeah,
right.
But here's the thing, again, like you're in the privacy of your own home, bro. Why are you recording this? What are you doing?
That part.
Like, what is you doing, man? Enjoy the moment. Be in the moment. Stay off of social media, man. It's hard, but it's just the way it should be.
That's the thing, man. So,
in the words of Gilbert Arenas, man, LeBron ain't got a speeding ticket.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
LeBron ain't got a speeding ticket in 20-some years. Like, come on, man.
LeBron's squeaky clean, man. You can't put nothing on him right now.
Nope, nothing.
Man, Jason Tatum turned into Kobe all of a sudden in Game 7. What happened?
What you mean? This is why you don't go to Game 7 when you got all-star, all NBA caliber players on the opposite team. Like, that dude catch fire the right game, it's a wrap. And Jason was throwing him up there, Jason was so far in the zone, like the basket like an ocean to him.
Yeah.
Hand in his face or not, it was nothing, and it wasn't like these were pure jump shots.
Mm-hmm.
He hit a jump shot over Embiid, nothing but net. He hit a jump shot over one of their wing defenders, nothing but net. Like when he was shooting the basketball, it was nothing but net. Like this wasn't back rim, off the glass, lucky shots. These were pure jump shots, bro.
Yeah.
Fire.
And just, James Harden, man, I think my man, he kind of played himself out I think he's done in Philly for me. I think he's going back to Houston. I think those rumors are true.
Doc Rivers out of there too.
You think Doc out?
Yeah, like you lost the locker room, bro.
So my question is always with that though. I was talking about this with Tara. Like, Jay Wright is rumored to
waiting in the wings.
That's supposed to be his dream job, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm hearing. But if you get rid of Doc, do you bring in another retread? Do we get Sam Cassell? Does he get a shot? You know what I'm saying? Who gets a shot?
Jay Wright, waiting in the wings. Like he's been waiting on this job. Like he done went to the networks waiting on this. Like at the end of the day, like give him this shot. What you got to lose at this point?
Man, look.
You bring in an untested. You can't. I don't think you can have an untested coach and like an untested head coach like Sam Cassell.
Yeah.
Any of them former players just waiting like they're on the bench or whatever to come in and coach and be right. You got to have a strong, battle-tested coach for Embiid because I don't know. I just don't think someone untested in the coaching ranks could rein him in or make any headway with him. I'm not saying he's uncoachable.
Yeah.
I just think it's a certain kind of coach that has to have a certain stature and strength to stand up to him. And I don't know if the NBA players, I don't know if a Sam Cassell could do it. I don't know if like Jason Kidd would be a good fit.
Yeah.
I don't know if like a what's the dude, like a Byron Scott maybe, but them guys are long gone. But
right.
I just don't see a former player that hasn't had a head coaching job yet coming in there and changing that locker room.
Yeah, and then plus, like they just couldn't get it right though, as far as like getting Embiid and Harden going at the same time. And then
It ain't no Embiid and Harden, because you have to understand that if Harden is going getting off, Embiid is not, because Harden needs the basketball.
That's true. That's true.
So
let me ask you a question. So obviously you can't have all these guys together because a lot of remorse for keeping Tobias Harris and not keeping Jimmy Butler, right?
Yeah, you heard what Jimmy said.
Let's take Harden out, and let's say you got the big three is Jimmy Butler, Maxey, and Embiid. Is that series different?
No.
You don't think this series is different?
No.
Oof.
Jason Tatum went for 51. I don't care who on the court. Game 7 against that dude.
Yeah, I think
he had 40. He had 30 at halftime.
He did, but he ain't doing that on Jimmy though. He's not doing that on Jimmy. I can tell you that right now. It's not happening.
Jaylen Brown won't do it then.
And the beauty of it is we're about to see that too. He ain't doing it on Jimmy.
We're gonna find out.
Like you're right. Jaylen Brown might get off, but he ain't doing that on Jimmy. I could like in the fourth quarter when you need that defense, he's not doing that on Jimmy. It's not happening.
What's we gonna see, man? I don't know. That was one of those games, like you said. No matter who was on the court at that point. Like Jason Tatum was his own one.
It's
at
just
the right time.
You've seen this X with just people, man. Like people with a winning attitude that are about something, they change the whole culture. They change like men around them, and that's who Jimmy Butler is, and that's what they needed. Like I don't want to say anything overly bad about James Harden, but he's not. He doesn't have that same winner mentality, that dog that Jimmy Butler has. He's just not that guy.
Agreed.
He's the guy that he'll walk outside and be like, hey, trash laying out there on the curb. Like, I get it tomorrow. That's Jimmy Butler. No, that's James Harden. That's James
Harden. James Harden, that guy, like, man, go do your thing. I'll be over here taking a rest.
Right.
Like, now, bro, I need you to get 45 tonight. I ain't got it. Got it.
So how does the Celtics approach Jimmy Butler then in this series?
I mean, Jimmy Butler's the guy you need to focus on, right? Everybody else they feed off of him.
Who are they putting on him though? Who are they gonna put? Marcus Smart? They're not putting Tatum on. It's either gonna be Brown or Smart.
I mean, it's gonna have to be Smart, right? He's your defensive player. Like he's your top wing defender. You're gonna have to take Jimmy Butler, right? And he can sacrifice his offense for defense. So we're fine with that.
Yeah.
But like you said, you can't have Jaylen Brown take him, or you can't get Tatum on him. Because if they get in foul trouble, then they no good to you offensively. So you can't do that. But I think Smart has the ability to make it tough. I'm not saying he's going to stop him. But he'll make it tough on him. Get the basketball and then score, right? Because Smart's savvy and he's solid defensively, right? And that's what you're going to need against Jimmy Butler.
I like the Heat because the Heat's a little bit they're unpredictable because they got so many different guys that could get hot. At any given time, whereas I think the offense is going to run through Jaylen Brown, it's going to run through Tatum, and then as a change-up, Horford is going to give you some buckets, which, by the way, he has somewhat of an advantage when it comes to Williams guarding him.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a matchup to look for in this series, where I don't think there's
don't forget about Brogdon, too.
Yeah, I like Brogdon. Yeah, but I just think defensively that team, the Heat, it's going to be interesting to see how they approach this series. And by the way, Spoelstra, man, listen, I was a naysayer of Spoelstra for a long time. I got to give that man his respect. Because
To
even
do what
without
he's
that,
done in Miami without LeBron and Wade,
exactly,
Bosh,
exactly, yeah.
keep them boys competitive every season. Every season.
Get that man the key.
He about to be in the Hall of Fame. He coming. His ballot's coming.
So let's talk about your boy Draymond, man. He had a lot to say. By the way, is he doing a podcast the night that they win or lose, like right after?
It has to be when it's fresh on his mind, all emotional and stuff. Yeah. Probably.
See,
from the locker room too.
If you go back to what exactly, if you remember what I told you before this series started, I was disappointed in what I knew I was going to see. I was not going to see the Draymond from when he got kicked out in the finals. I was going to see the friend, buddy LeBron. Draymond, that wants to play with LeBron. That's the one we saw.
You think so?
Yeah, that's absolutely the one we saw. Everybody's talking about this, by the way. That's exactly what we saw.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference in the whole game right there. I'm not saying they would have won. I mean, I think Lakers going to win regardless, right? Because Lakers had the better team and everything. But at least Draymond, similar to like a Jimmy Butler, the presence that he brings on the court for that team makes a difference. Mm-hmm. My man is too buddy, man. He is right now. That's who he is.
Like, obviously, and then you got to understand, like, you're not going to roughhouse LeBron or AD, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to pick on Dennis Schroeder, right? Yeah. You got to find somebody else to ruffle your feathers. And what you mean about him, what you're saying about him being buddy could also be a positive from LeBron saying, "Hey, don't feed into this." Like LeBron and AD in the Lakers locker room saying, "Hey, don't feed into this." Like, we already know what he could do. He could be the antagonist in chief. But we're not going to feed into that. We're here to play basketball. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, because Jeremiah pulled that finals up the other day, and he actually said the same thing I'm saying right now. He pulled it up the other day. When you get a chance, just go back and look, and then remember what I'm saying, and just tell me what you see. Just tell me what you see, and you will see night and day difference. It was never a problem for him to get in LeBron's face and bark. Hey, nothing. He cared nothing about LeBron's physicality. He didn't care nothing about that. He was in LeBron's face as if he was Schroeder.
But this year we ain't doing that. This year we're not doing that.
No, man. This is the same guy that invited LeBron to his wedding and called him man. He said, "That's my king." That's what Draymond said.
That's also the same.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also the same guy that gave LeBron the business and tried to get into his head, and then LeBron came back and beat him when they was up 3.
Yeah. That was
lessons learned somewhere.
But that's the series I'm talking about. That's the one he got.
Right.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
And he lost, so we don't want them problems.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but man, it's I don't know. It's interesting. But what's your thoughts on this series coming up? Lakers Nuggets.
Oh man, the NBA setting up the Lakers Celtics championship again. Right. I hope I want to see Denver. I ain't gonna lie, I don't want to see Denver beat the Lakers, but I'm a LeBron fan, man, so I want to see LeBron do his thing. Denver has a shot, man, but I feel like Lakers matchup is better.
Oh, Fred.
The problem.
Fred said Lakers in 4.
Nah, Lakers in 6.
Okay.
The problem is AD gonna have to play every game. Right, you can't take games off, man. You just can't do it, right? Because Joker's gonna put in work every game, right?
Yeah.
And then you got somebody on the wing chasing Jamal Murray around, right? That's gotta happen. And so, like, LeBron gonna do his thing, and then he gonna need his role players to play their role.
Look, LeBron gonna have to he got to participate in this series. He didn't have to really participate in this last series.
I mean, he did participate, but he's 38 now, right? He has to pick his spot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's no picking the spots in this series. He gotta pick his spots.
I believe he can still do that.
Yeah, because
I believe he can still do that.
Look at the tempo that Denver runs. Denver runs a high tempo, and Vanderbilt. I think as much as he is an asset for them on the defensive side, and he's that wild card and play it, he's not going to be able to play that many minutes because they need 5 guys that can score in this series.
I got you. And he probably won't get much time, right? You're gonna have Schroeder playing Schroeder gonna be playing Jamal Murray, right? And that's gonna be that. Like that's your sole purpose is to chase him around, make it difficult for him, right? Where it gets tricky at is AD gonna have to be productive in every game. Yeah. LeBron will give you 20, 25, and 10. That's like LeBron will give you that every night. AD has to play also
and stay healthy.
Right? And he's gonna be the wild card, right? He's the X factor in this series.
Yeah.
If he don't show up, Lakers lose. When he do show up, the Lakers should win.
Yeah.
So Lakers in 6.
It's gonna be interesting to see him against Jokic, man. I agree with the Lakers in 6. I can see that, but I'm interested to see who controls the tempo, because if Denver controls the tempo, it's lights out. It's Denver in 6.
But here's the thing, though: Denver has to get the Lakers to play fast on offense, and they don't do that.
Yeah.
Right? Denver can run and gun all they want on offense, but
what's I'm saying. But I'm saying if Denver's clicking on offense, Lakers have no choice but to match that tempo. They have no choice. They're gonna have to.
I mean, they can. But here's the thing: on defense, you gotta play at their pace. But on offense, as long as you're getting good shots and making good shots at your pace, that's how you slow the game down.
Well, and the rest of you say that because the numbers say that with Denver being the number 1 defensive team in the playoffs right now, that's going to be the difference. We'll see.
Yeah. Lakers can't run and gun with these boys. That's a fact.
Yeah.
But like I said, they're gonna have to be efficient on offense, and have Corset to do that. I mean, of course they're gonna run when they get the opportunity, but you're not running just to be running. You're not doing that.
I always like to give you a heads up on how many Kentucky players in the series. There's 4 in this series, by the way. Just want to give you a heads up. Just want to make sure you're aware.
My audio cut out, man. I didn't hear what you said.
Fred a hater. I know he's a Michigan man, so Fred, we got 4 Kentucky players in this series. Just go ahead and get ready to see it.
Dang, man. Let me see if I can get this squared away over here. Fred's an audio issue.
Fred said nobody cares.
Yeah, I'm having a little audio issue, man. I can't hear what you're saying every time you say that. I can't. It doesn't come through properly in my headset.
Hey, was it Jimmy Butler that said the bubble didn't matter?
I don't know if it was Jimmy Butler that said that, but there's been a narrative put out there. But obviously, we got a rematch of the bubble, so
yeah,
it mattered. We're gonna see how it play out. And here's the thing, though. And if you get a different outcome, they're gonna say it's because there was no travel involved.
Well, I think that was the whole point why they made that. Yeah.
Right. So now these teams got to travel back and forth. That's supposed to change the outcome. Like especially when you're playing in Denver, like the altitude and time change and all that, it's gonna matter.
Yeah,
it's gonna matter.
Well,
but Lakers just need one.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So, are you leaning towards the Lakers Celtics final?
Yeah, absolutely. It's 97. So from what I've heard and what I've seen, I had some folks run some numbers. 97% chance. So this beat the Lakers. So this beat the Heat. 97%.
Man, listen. Every time I count out the Heat, man, bet against the Heat.
What you can't quantify in a number is that dog and Jimmy Butler.
I just got to sit back and watch them, man.
That dog and JB.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. Anything else on NBA? I got some NBA, some NFL stuff to throw at you real quick.
I think we done, man. I'm excited to watch these last 2 series. All right. June 1st, we're gonna be in the finals, man. It's gonna be the last 7 games of the season.
Yeah.
I hope these games do go 7 games though. Both series. I want both series to go 7. I'm just trying to put along the season as much as I can.
It's gonna be it's always that dry period for me during the summer, man.
Yeah. Baseball just ain't cutting it.
Yeah.
Baseball just ain't cutting it.
So I always like to do a Deion Sanders watch, primetime watch every week. My man up to 60+ players that transferred.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are they pulling people out of chemistry class right now? Who's
man,
on the team? I
don't know, but he's gonna figure it out. At the end of the day, man, like Deion is he's a character, man. Like he ain't gonna BS you, he's not sugarcoating it. Like it is what it is. If you ain't good enough, he's gonna tell you ain't good enough. right? And if you don't understand, like his criticisms is straight to the point and direct, right? So if you can't handle that, then that's probably not the place, probably not the coach for you. Like it's coming from love, but it's gonna be hard. You know what I'm saying? And everybody don't respond to that, and that's a fact of life. Everybody don't respond to that kind of criticism. So those that don't tend to move on.
I just hope that what's going on comes with winning. And I'm not. It's not going to happen this year. I think even the 7-5 that me and you kind of landed on, I don't think that's possible anymore either. I think that's out the window too. But I just hope long term that this comes with winning, because you can't have this and then next season we have the same issue. Recruiting starts to fall off, because that's going to be the early indicator right there. If recruiting starts to fall off, then we're going to know that it's something else. It's more than just what we're hearing.
So I honestly believe, and obviously I'm not in the locker room, I don't know what's being said in these meetings, but I believe it's personality. Like people that are leaving Colorado don't like Prime's directness.
Yeah.
And that's a problem for them. So I mean, like I said, I get it. I mean, he has a track record of winning, even if it is at a HBCU.
Yeah.
Right. So there's no reason for me to think that he won't continue to win at Colorado.
Yeah. Because I'm looking past this season, and I'm looking forward to transfer portal coming in and top 100 recruits coming in. If that wavers, even in the second year, it's trouble. That's big trouble.
So the top 100 thing is going to be tough, because at the end of the day, it is Colorado, right? And these marquee dudes ain't necessarily, I mean, outside of going there for him, ain't nobody trying to go to Boulder, Colorado.
Right.
So he's got to balance that part out. It is Boulder, so that matters, especially when you got a Florida State trying to get at you, the Gators, like all these nice big cities. You know what I'm saying? Like Georgia, like those boys gonna still recruit now. So for him to get, if somebody go to Colorado, I can guarantee you they're going to Colorado for him,
right,
and not Boulder, Colorado.
Yeah, but that's what drags you down as a college football coach, man. If you got to win that recruiting game.
Yeah, or at least be in the top 10.
If you don't win the recruiting game, you better be able to coach them up so that by the time they get out there on that field, probably the second or third year, that's the name of the game in college football, man.
Yep, especially your division. Like winning your division is probably a good benchmark to start.
Right.
Bowl eligibility follows that. But yeah, once you win your division, you should be good. Then you'll get into a bowl game, and then that revenue comes in. So the school is gonna be happy at that.
Yeah. Got some Super Bowl odds for you. I'll give you the top 10 in order. Chiefs, Bills, Eagles. Let me know. Stop me when you get surprised by any names I mentioned. 49ers.
Whoa, number 4?
4.
49ers 4th on the list?
That's why I stopped right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure Greg is smiling at that.
Yeah. Bengals. Cowboys.
No, come on, man.
Chargers.
Together.
Jets. Ravens. I know you're gonna laugh at this last one. Broncos.
Put this list together.
This is the Vegas odds.
Come on.
Vegas odds.
Vegas trying to make some money. Vegas trying to make some money, man. Like top 3 or 4, I can agree with. Maybe not in that order, but okay. 49ers, 4th, the 4th best team in the league, the 49ers?
Yeah, that's the one out of that list. That one shocked me. I'm surprised they're ahead of the Cowboys and the Bengals, to be honest with you.
I mean, the Cowboys shouldn't be on this list, man. That's about publicity or popularity. I mean, Cowboys got the same. They got the Cowboys and the Commanders had the same chance of making the Super Bowl.
Ooh, Cowboys and Commanders.
They got the same chance.
Ooh, I think you give us
Never.
You give us too much credit on that one.
I'm just saying we're not gonna make it. Either are they. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
We're not gonna make it. Either are they.
Just to humor you a little bit, you know where we are?
18, 25.
28.
We down there. Yeah, we down there. That's where the Cowboys should be.
This is the first time I've ever seen the Patriots this low. Patriots.
Cowboys should be one step ahead of us. If we 28, they be 27.
Patriots is they're 20, 21. 21st.
That's about right. Like Matt Ryan. I mean, they got Mac Jones, and that's Bill Belichick. That's all that is.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, if you ain't in the top 16, shouldn't even care.
They got the Browns way down there too.
Yeah, if you ain't in the top 16, you shouldn't even care because top 16 made the playoffs.
Yeah.
You got to make the playoffs to do anything. So outside of that, all the rest of this is just smoke and mirrors, man. Trying to, like I said, earn a couple dollars.
Yeah, I mean, they got the Eagles. It's funny. The Eagles number one to win the NFC, followed by 49ers, Cowboys, Lions, Packers. The NFC got a huge drop off, man. It's gonna be bad football in the NFC this year.
Eagles gonna be right there winning it. Let me ask you a question though. I know we moved on to the NFL, but we didn't talk about Phoenix. We didn't chat about Phoenix.
Let's do it. Let's back it up.
KD and how that's gonna shake out. Like, what do you think? Monty Williams is already fired. We didn't talk about the Bucks firing their coach either.
Before we talk about the basketball stuff with KD, my man was in Cancun the next day.
Easy money.
On the water the next day.
Yeah, easy money, man. Yeah, he had a flight booked, like my man Josh Hart did, and he had a car on the plane on standby, man. I'm out of here, bro. So, we can talk about the Knicks either, man. That's that game.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that?
Hey, man, Julius Randle is he has some growing up to do mentally. Like the funny part is, so you watch the game and they give you these hot takes from the bench, like the timeouts, the coach's speech or whatever.
Yeah.
Tom Thibodeau was preaching this message the whole game, right? Trust your teammates, trust your teammates, trust your teammates. Jalen Brunson has an opportunity to pass the ball out top of the key to Josh Hart, who has already hit 2 threes from this spot. All right, the dude is standing there wide open, shot ready. Just pass me the rock. I'm gonna catch and shoot this thing. Instead, he forces the ball into Julius Randle, who's diving between 3 people, right? And somebody gets their hands on the ball. It's a turnover, right? You gotta trust your teammates, man. Let that man shoot the basketball. See what happens. If it goes in, great. If it don't, you might get a rebound, but at least you get a shot at the basket. You didn't even get a shot. Turnover.
Yeah, to your point, man. When he watched film, that last play is gonna haunt him, man.
That's not winning basketball.
That's Hart out there. Like I called it. I was telling Tara, like we talked about over the weekend. It's like I was like, Hart gonna be the one that's wide open. He's gonna be the one that had a shot.
Every time. Like, that's winning basketball, man. I like the knock is all you should have shot the basketball. Well, you got 2 people in front of you and you're passing the ball. Like the whole defense is on you and Randall.
Yeah. And threw it at his knees, basically.
In front of you, he's diving, he's cutting to the basket between the other 3 defenders.
Right. Yeah, it was bad luck.
Get a man a shot, bro. Like he's already made 2. Get a man a shot.
You got
a better chance.
What do the Knicks need? What else do they need?
They need a consistent second scorer. Julius Randle ain't consistent. He's not that guy.
You take a shot at my Kentucky guy, see.
I mean, he ain't that guy. I mean, he have a great game. He's that guy. Like when he's having a good game offensively, he's into the game. When he's having a bad game offensively, he ain't giving you no defense. He ain't rebounding. He ain't doing nothing.
What do you think about Barrett?
That's not good. He should have. He should still be in the gym right now shooting baskets.
Are you talking about RJ?
Yeah, he should be in the gym right now getting up shots.
So funny you mentioned that.
He should have never left Miami.
So when we look back on this, when we look back on RJ Barrett, right, and we look at that draft, the Knicks got the better pick, right? You had Ja Morant, and you had Zion. Two of them not available.
No, let's not do that. We're not doing that. No,
I mean,
the way that RJ Barrett plays, he should be unavailable too. It'd be a better excuse for him playing the way he's been playing. He should be unavailable too, because he's producing the way Ja Morant produced when he on suspension.
Oh,
absolutely nothing.
Man. Come on,
absolutely
man.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
He's got better, but I agree with you. They need Jalen Brunson obviously balled out. They need Jalen Brunson need help. Now, I forgot to ask you this.
Man, could you see Ja Morant in the Garden?
I don't want to see him nowhere near New York.
What do you think those ticket sales do with Ja Morant to draw? Every night.
I agree with that, but I'm pretty sure Silver gonna block that though. He'll be like, nah, we can't have that.
Well, guess what, Adam Silver? You probably do want him in your city because he's not that far away from you.
Right. Well, that's true too.
And how is he?
Hey, I'm gonna show you this real quick before I want to ask you something about Embiid real quick. Show you something. See if you saw this picture. See it?
Your boy out here, and that's Durant.
He out there, and that's him in Cancun. That was the day after.
Yeah, I saw that. He wait for time. He wait for time.
Yeah,
he waste no time at all.
Did you see Embiid's? What you thought about Embiid's comments right after during the press conference?
He emotional, man. That dude's an emotional guy. No, what does Maxie think about these comments?
Oh, that's a conversation. Got to have that conversation.
Right, yeah. Like, what do you like? At the end of the day, man, you cannot, as an MVP, right? And we can now say this because you won the MVP this year. You can't blame your teammates for not winning, right?
Right.
When you yourself went from a 30-point scorer on the regular season to a 23-point scorer in the playoffs, right? That's not your teammate.
And only reason why you defended hard is because you gave it that Roch, you gave it that Rolly.
And he had 2 40-point games, right?
Right,
That's
right.
Great. However, you got to win 4 games, not 2.
Yeah.
So we need James Harden in every game, not just 2. Right? That matters. And when you don't show up, man, here's the thing, and especially when it's team basketball, right? You can't do that. You can't call it your teammates when you yourself didn't have a extraordinary game.
Yeah.
If you was out here scoring 50, y'all lost, then you might have a little more leeway. But when you out here have, what he had, like 20 points? Like he barely got to 20 points.
So
can't blame them guys for it.
Before we close out, man, what do we do with Ayton, KD, and Chris Paul? What do we do with that?
Well, Chris Paul's done, like finished. Like he should be moved on, but he probably won't.
Hey, did you see the tweet from Dwight Howard?
No, I didn't.
As soon as they lost, he put Taiwan is calling eyeballs.
Not Chris Paul ain't going to Taiwan. That's not happening. Like Chris Paul is way too valuable to the NBA outside of what he does on the court.
Right.
To be in anybody's subpar league. He ain't doing that.
So when you say he's done, are you saying he's going to take a kind of a backup role, stay in Phoenix, or what do you think?
His ego won't let him do that, and I'm sure his bills probably will not allow him to do that. He has a lifestyle, man. He's accustomed to making the money he's making, and so he's going to probably continue that as long as he can. But on the court wise, I mean, he's still going to be better than their backup point guard, so he's going to continue to start. So
Did he just resign, by the way?
Nah, I think he's his contract is. I think he got 1 or 2 more years left on his contract.
I'm pulling it up right now. He got yeah. He got 2 years. 2 years
Yeah,
left.
he got a couple more years left on his contract. So he ain't going nowhere unless they trade him. But ain't nobody.
It's bad money for them.
It's the same thing with Golden State. Like Draymond Green gonna take his player option because he ain't getting $26 million from nobody else.
So right before we joined just now, I saw Draymond say he's going to announce his future with the Warriors on his podcast.
Yeah, he gonna take that money. Well, come on, man. I understand, and you know what that's about ratings. It's all about ratings because all the San Francisco's gonna tune in for that. But the dude ain't going nowhere else, man. He's not about to be taking no pay cut. He ain't about to. They're not gonna trade him because ain't nobody paying that money. So player option, yeah, I'll take the player option. Thanks. You're gonna run this back. Blah 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 blah. Golden State's finished too,
though. Well, he begs to differ. That's what he said on the pod. He was like, he said, you know, as long as we keep our core, make some adjustments, add some wrinkles here and there. Speaking of wrinkles, so that Wiseman pick was a bad pick. I don't know if it's a bad pick or player development. I don't know, but
so I can't say it was a bad pick, right? James Wiseman was a baller. He's young and athletic, right? You don't need him to put up major buckets. You need him to do what that big man did, right? You need him to rebound the basketball, play defense, right? And if you give you buckets on offense, great. But if you don't, we still gonna got a chance to win. And he just didn't stay healthy or buy into that narrative, either or, right? At the end of the day, though, as they come back this year, maybe a different outcome.
Looney's not going to cut it though. And, well, I think. I
mean, offensively, yeah, he can.
Yeah, and I think that project. The reason why I brought up Wiseman, I think the project of Wiseman, I think that's done. He's not going to be in a Golden State uniform. That's not happening.
Weird. Is his rookie deal up?
Rookie deal's not up, but this will be his 3rd year, I think. Yeah, he's going to be G League coming up. So if usually year 3, I mean that's you can cancel it. He's not playing.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know, man. I just feel like,
and even if he plays for what they need, because think about what they had in the past. They had guys like Spates, and then they had JaVale McGee. They had guys that could fill that middle lane. They wasn't good as AD, but at least they could pose a threat. Like Looney posed no threat at all whatsoever.
And yeah, but Wiseman can hit the elbow, the mid-range jump shot. He can hit from the free throw line, the elbow.
But X, you've been watching this long enough. If he's not on the floor now, he can't play. Like he just can't play. Like this is year 3. This is like would be year 3 coming up. If we not even get a sniff of what we can see him looking like now, it's over. That project's over. It's not coming back. And I watched him play at Memphis. Like NBA body, he ain't got that. It's just not there.
Yeah, I mean, you could be right on all that. I haven't necessarily seen him. I haven't followed the Warriors close enough to understand his game.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he could do what Looney does.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. With the addition of a mid-range jump shot.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion. But if that's not what the Warriors see, then that's not what the Warriors see.
Right. I mean, because I've been waiting for him to play because I liked him in Memphis, but then you know how that is. It don't always translate to NBA. So
true. But I mean, he's young and athletic, man. At a minimum. And here's where the buy-in comes in, right? This is where the mental piece of it, because Looney already knows I am not offensively gifted, right? But I do know how to grab 20+ rebounds a game.
Yes, he does.
Right?
Yeah.
I could be Dennis Rodman.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I can affect the game defensively and on the glass.
Yep.
And so Wiseman has to understand that if this is what my role is going to be, if this is what's going to get me millions of dollars in this league, this is what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but that's an ego thing, man. That has to do with your mental space.
Yeah, I agree with that. Speaking of Monty Williams, should they have fired him?
Yes.
I always see
Same
him.
thing with now. The surprising part is Coach Bud in Milwaukee, but that was a shocker. But Monty Williams, yeah, because you've been running with this team for three years now, like 4 years, right? And like I said, the locker room does not respond to Monty the way they should.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right? If you can't get the most out of all the players, you got a problem. Like we just can't have it.
Hey, you know what? You know what I see Monty in, and this is I really like Monty, and I like the other two guys I'm about to say and comparatively. It's a football comparison based on personality. I see a lot of Tony Dungy and Lovie Smith in Monty Williams. That kind of that mild, meek. Now that works when you got guys around you like a Peyton Manning and people that could be coaches on the field. But
Chris Paul.
Yeah, when you got guys that need it, like I don't even think they're responding to Chris Paul like that on the court, right? Because Book runs the team, and I think they do need a stronger voice in there to kind of bring everybody together. Plus, Tara was just enlightened me that the owner and Monty wasn't on the same page. And then I heard that you noticed that Isaiah Thomas was sitting beside the owner during those games.
I told you that, man.
Yeah,
I told you that.
Isaiah was the one doing some personnel analysis, and I was like, okay.
He coming. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the job.
See, you think Isaiah get the job?
That's why he was sitting there, man. I told you that during the game. Like when the coach got pushed over by Tom, like he not getting Zeke not getting a GM job. That's not happening.
Yeah, he shouldn't get a coaching job either. Did them sexual allegation things that went on in New York.
Why is the man sitting over here next to the owner?
Well, I'll tell you what I heard. What I heard, he had him there because he wanted to give personnel analysis. And
I hear you.
Team, so
I hear all that, but personnel analysis means you can coach this team, right? You here to scout our personnel, tell me what we need versus what we don't need. And that's the coaching. That's the coach talking to a GM and an owner. That's the meeting they have, right? We did well this year. We just need a little more of this. We need a little more of that. Who can we get? Right? That's coach's perspective.
Yeah.
Right. So yes,
that's gonna be interesting if they bring him on the side.
It is because
I'm gonna sit back and watch that one. I don't know about that.
And you got a point guard talking to a point guard, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing: Mark Jackson got interviewed by Milwaukee, right? I like Mark Jackson, and I don't think Mark Jackson gets enough credit for what he did in Golden State.
Right.
So does he have the respect or the personality or the bravado to handle a Milwaukee locker room?
I'd rather see him in Phoenix than there,
though. Okay. I'll be honest with you. If I was Mark Jackson, I would leave the booth.
Yeah, I love him in the booth. I like him.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave the booth.
Yeah,
I wouldn't leave the booth. Like at the end of the day, going to coach is about ego and about it's about ego at this point, right? Yeah. You're doing something, you're making money, right? You can sit on the sidelines as an announcer and analyze the heck out of a basketball game.
Yeah.
Right? This is what I should do. This is what they should do. This is what they could do, blah, 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 blah. Right? But when it don't work out, guess what? Ain't nobody pointing a finger at you.
Right.
And not to mention, you got the best seat in the house to watch these dudes play basketball.
Right.
I'm cool, man.
Right.
Cool.
And listen, and they put on a good show. Like to me, it's up there with Kenny, Shaq, and my man and Charles and all that. But
yeah, I watch Mark Jackson on TV all anytime, man. He's got some of the he's in the Mike Bream space, right? He has catchphrases that stick to you in a basketball game, right? Yeah. Like Mike Bream's bang, like that's almost that's almost NBA now. Like that has to be in an NBA game, right?
Yeah.
Mark Jackson, man, hand down, man down, like all his little off the cuff stuff remarks he make in the game.
Yeah.
Like, let me have this dance when dude gets shook up, right? That's Mark Jackson, man. And to not have that on the announcing table during the game,
yeah,
I put it on mute at that point.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Right. Like that's stuff. That's classic stuff right there, man. You don't have to go into the locker room for that.
Yeah, I feel you. What else you got, man, before we close out?
Man, I'm excited about these last two series. Fortunately, we get a night off, which means I get to work out a little bit, do some cardio and some core activities.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Getting ready for this little family vacation we got. But tomorrow night, locked in, 8:30, man. I'll be right here.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that one. Yeah.
Game one. Let's do it. And Miami and Boston on Wednesday.
You think it's critical? Think it's critical Lakers get game one?
No, they got to get one of them though. Lakers have to win in Denver before they can win the series. So,
yeah,
you would think they would want to get one of the first two to sort of take that pressure off of them, right? Because then they can go home and win, and then if they win both at home. Like the same recipe they beat Golden State with.
Yeah.
Get one the first two in Denver. Take care of your home court. All right. Let Denver have game. You can essentially take game 5 off. Right. Just to make sure that you are in the best position possible to win game 6.
I'm excited to see a healthy Merrick. That's what I want to see. Can't wait to see that.
Oh yeah. And not to mention, like, it'd be good for the NBA. I would love to get man, I saw a guy from Denver, man.
From Denver.
I would love to get our guest.
Oh,
I guess we had
Doc. Yeah. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. It'd be good to get him on, man, and talk about this, man, with the Denver Nuggets and his perspective.
I will shoot him an email tonight. I would definitely.
Yeah, it'd be good to get him on, man. We could talk about this in real time and get some of that Denver insight, because I'm sure they discussing in Denver with a lot of the excitement in Denver right now is probably on 10, so it'd be good to have him on to get some of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, Denver, I wouldn't be surprised if Denver wins, I'd be happy for them. I would love to see them. If they win in the finals, that'd be great. I just feel like Boston and Miami is going to be a good series. You expect Boston to get there. And given everything that happened in Boston, for them to bounce back from that to this and then the finals and win, I think that'd be a great story for the NBA.
I will say that I'm looking at the line coming off at Game 7, as emotional as it was, Tatum scoring all over the place. Those are the games when you want to go against the grain, because everybody's going to throw money at Boston. Game 1 at home. I'm going to see what that line is and see. Not saying that Miami's going to win the game, but depending on how long that spread is, I'm gonna lay something down on Miami, because the emotions are running high. That's one of those games where Miami can come in and sneak it, either take it, squeak one out real close, or make it real close. So I'm looking at the line on that one.
And so I would caution. I'm not gonna say I would caution you against it, right? I understand what you're saying, I get that, but I think the fact that they get an extra day before game 1 benefits Boston. I think that benefits Boston.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what that line is real quick. Looking at it. See, Boston by 8.5. So that is perfect. That's a perfect taking for Miami to take the 8.5. Because I think the game's gonna be closer than that.
But see, I already know that you have the ability with your account to move the line. So when you put down what you're gonna put down, that line's gonna change.
because it's going up. What I'm gonna do though, I'm gonna wait because it's going up. And if that thing go up to close to 10.
Yeah, see what I'm talking about? And see, as soon as you put your bet down, it's gonna go down. Because you're gonna change the line immediately. I promise you that. They're gonna be like, oh, Eric Pannell's here. Let's
I ain't got that clout yet.
What is he thinking? Let's go against that.
Ain't got that clout yet. Getting there. Well, cool, man. Go ahead and take us home, man.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all, man. As always, thanks for tuning in. Y'all know the drill. You get us on Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. Catch us on Spotify. That's also great. Get us on YouTube if you want to see our smiling faces.
Yep.
We are there as well. Facebook Live, you can always join the conversation via the chat. Appreciate those that did jump in. Outside of that, game 1, man. Let's do it tomorrow night.
Man.
Absolutely. Oh, I apologize. Let's not forget about the folks who pay the bills.
Yes, sir.
Clients, Medic, and Faith Consulting Partners. Be sure to look them guys up. You can also get them on Apple and Android also if you need their services.
That's right.
With that being said,
peace.